Welcome back to Realize Reality. I'm your host, Landen Anderson.
We are 4 episodes away from being done with our first series. So for all my audience, thank you guys. Episode 7 is taking inspired action, bridging the gap. What that means is hustle versus alignment. Last week we talked about letting go of the how. So if I just sit on my couch and allow, nothing is going to happen, right? You're right. We live in a physical world that requires movement. But here's the relatable truth. Society has put in our head to hustle until we burn out. I used to think that if I was not exhausted, I wasn't working hard. You know, if you're not exhausted, you must not be doing enough. I was forcing doors open that were meant to stay shut. That's not creation. That's a struggle. Inspired action is different. This is the bridge between your vision and your reality. It doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like an invitation. I'm going to teach you how to spot the nudge. And what that means is, how do you know the difference? Forced action feels heavy. It's driven by the shoulds and the fear of, what if I'm not enough? What if I don't do this? Now that leaves you drained. So the signal you're sending out in the universe is what? Out of fear. It's sarcastic. Now inspired action, it feels like a nudge. It's that random thought to, call a friend. Buy that specific book. Or finally hit send on that email to that dream job that you've been holding back just because you've been scared. I always like to share my own challenges with you guys because it's more relatable. I remember that I was terrified to change my career. My brain, everything about me, my manhood was screaming, stay safe. What that means by stay safe is you'll never be able to influence people. No one's going to listen to you. Yeah, you can make a podcast on the side, but what makes you so special? Now, I had to keep giving myself a tiny nudge every week. All I would do was record. I met my future, which is this podcast, enlightener, a motivational speaker. And I do all of this because it brings happiness into my life. I'm complete because I'm educating somebody else to feel the lightness that I do every day. Now, that wasn't luck. It was me bridging the gap. Next time you have a to-do, I want you to ask your body, say it out loud, does this feel like a heavy have to? Or does this feel like a curious what if? I'm going to challenge you. I call the one-step challenge. Now, we often get stuck. Everyone does. Because we try a whole staircase. You don't need the whole staircase. You just need the next step. You're trying to see the whole staircase out of 9 flights of stairs. And you're only on step 2. All you have to do is have enough willpower and push yourself to go to the next step. Eventually, you'll make it to the top. My exercise for you, think of one goal. Say it out loud. What is the one tiny, easy thing I can do in the next 10 minutes to move towards this goal? Maybe it's a 2-minute Google search. Maybe it's a text. Maybe it's Gemini. You don't even have to make it up. Whatever it is, do it. Not because you're forcing a result, but because you're honoring the signal. Okay? You're honoring the signal of feeding that happiness. You don't have to work yourself to the bone to deserve your dreams. You just have to be brave enough to tell the universe what you want. Repeat after me. I don't chase, I choose. I follow the flow. I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm your host, Landen Anderson. God bless.